everyone, you're welcome back to 77 NGR, and in today's Vox Pop, we're bringing you the main question that has been on the hearts of a lot of Nigerians about the whole, ritualist killings and a lot of things ongoing amongst the youth in Nigeria. Like, what do you think is responsible for these things? What do you think is responsible for killings? What do you think among youths just because of money and some other things? So we're going to be asking a couple of youths today on the street of Lagos, and we're going to be getting the answers. Let's go.
To the very, very best of my knowledge, what I believe could cause that, I believe 3 factors can cause that. The first factor can be, number one, the situation of the country. Because if you look at the situation of the country, what is happening right now in the country, even our governments, they don't even want to cater for us what we actually need. They don't want to provide. Even some of them, they will provide like maybe 20%, leaving 80% for us to do. And looking at the background we all came from, all fingers are not equal. So since fingers are not equal, you discover that some that even came out of poor homes, they are the one that are even lured into these particular actions. So they do ritual killings, they do other things. So that is one of the factors that I believe can cause these ritual killings and that, this and that, cybercrime and this and that. So the second factor could be, number 2, maybe, some of the youths of nowadays, most of us, we don't want to work. We want comfort. We want comfort. Like a person that is being sent to school, go and do this, go and do that. At the end of the day, will be influenced by friends, all because of the luxury lives living.
Peer pressure. Right?
Yes, living by their friends. So they will want to what they want to mingle. Why some of them say, okay, if you can't beat them, let's join them. So those are the things I think can actually cause it. And finally, parental. Let me say lack of parental care. Because most of us, we came from, as our faces are different, so also our backgrounds are different. So the way I was brought up will be different from the way another is brought up. Like me, I may see such an act, and it may be difficult for me to be lured into that act. You understand? But you might not see it that way.
Okay. The question about cybercrime, like Yahoo. Presently, we have seen that it's more rampant in the society now.
Exactly.
Firstly, I'll say the get-rich quick syndrome from our youth. And we cannot deny the fact that the social media has also played some role, because everybody sees the celebrity like in question, like they display their wealth. Everybody sees, okay, and the young ones, the youths, they also want to have things like that, and also because of that, so most of them are venturing into that. Not just Yahoo, they're even giving another name. Ritual killing now is also even called Yahoo also. The situation of the country too, cannot remove that fact, but that is the least on my the causes. The number one is get rich quick syndrome. The second one is the social media, which is also very important, because social media is really playing a major. It has caused both the good, the bad, and the ugly. Then lastly, the situation of the country, that's the government.
Exactly. So what do you think, like, okay, you've actually stated the main problems. Now, what do you think, can you just provide solutions to this? Or what you think can, it might not be something that can be absolute, but ways you think, these things can be curbed?
Number one, we cannot push orientation out of it. Constant orientation, and that's why we have educational institutions like schools. We have religious institutions like churches, mosques, all those religious gatherings. So they can just put this as one of their topics in which they share anytime there is social gathering. So we cannot push it away. Then our government, we cannot fold their hands and look at what is happening. They can just prefer a particular law that will bind all these cyber crimes and everything, so which will attract let me say, capital punishment. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Because in most cases, why I involve our government in this is just because if you look at the way all this Nigerian police, all our law enforcement agencies are doing, one happened of recent maybe this morning in University of Lagos, around University of Lagos this morning, and before you know, in the next maybe 2-3 months to 5 months to this time, you will discover that they are released. So that's what I can think that can really curb it to. But we cannot curb it. Sorry, we cannot eradicate it
Totally. I think that's
totally,
the right
but
word.
we can reduce it.
Yes, firstly, I believe from the home, because anybody that is any child at least of recent I saw, I think on 16-year-old that killed a lady,
17, yeah.
17 years, they killed. I think I saw a lady like in the body. I said, so we can just say that okay, from the home, number one, because all this every individual, I'm from a home. Yeah, also from a home also, like you have a father, you have a mother. Even if you don't have someone that is also directing you and guiding you. So I think they will play a major role, because everybody, if the family, the smallest unit in the society is let's say it's perfect to some extent, we see that that will be reduced. We also saw that the Yahoo people, they say Yahoo model society or something like that. I was just hearing different things, and those are people that are supposed to really fight against this. So I think really it's the home basically, because that's just it. I think the home, before the government can also bring out policies, reduce illiteracy at least, and bring out good policies that will at least change the narrative of the young ones, we youths actually.
There are several causes on these rampant ritual killings among the youth. Number one is the upbringing. People with Christian homes will never put their hands in all those bad doings. Then secondly is the unemployment among the youths. The youths are unemployed. Now they are now looking for different ways by which they can make ends meet. That's why they put their hands into ritual killings, yahoos, and all those things. And that has been the major cause of ritual killings that are rampant nowadays, especially in Nigeria.
Ojú kòkòrò náà ni, àti wípé ipa táwọn òbí gan ń kó lórí kíní yẹn gan ó lágbára, because why will you be kí ló dé tí àwọn máa expect ọmọ ọdún 12 kó ti máa mú nǹkan bí mèremère ẹ̀ ń jẹun ọmọ láago mélòó? I just want to be there. Who is looking at you? Nobody is looking at you. But then all this prayer, just left and right. I saw Ryan. What's the name of this musician? Is it Rema, the one that just get admitted into uni? Like, is it Rema? You want to be like him. Rema is in music industry. Then why will you want to be like him? If you are not in music industry, then you can never dress like Rema. You can never spend like Rema. Do you understand? So I'm going to prayer here and there. Then the last thing is, when we are taking the fear of God, we don't instill the fear of God in our words, in our children. So these are the results.
The government are the one causing everything, and the parents, because number one, there's no job. Secondly, about the parents, some of our parents, they don't care what their children is doing. They don't care where they see the money. So what they want is that go out and bring money for them. So they don't care. So our parents and the government, that are the causes of spiritual killings, cyber crimes.